Eu fico mais nervoso em assistir as coisas do que jogar, né? Eu fui assistir ele jogar, eu sou muito fã dele, muito fã do Royals, e eu fiquei nervoso, né, com aquele jogo, torcendo, porque tinha sido minha primeira vez, com medo deles perderem o jogo e eu ser o pé frio, sabe? Neymar, no come back, no come back.
You have home city advantage, so you go first.
The morning of your first finals, NBA finals practice, I still have a hard time articulating what the difference is. There is just a different vibe in the air. There's a different anxiousness and adrenaline. You know you're so close to your ultimate goal that everything just kind of slows down a little bit. The chaos around practice, around the travel, around the actual lead up to the game is like 100 times crazier than it is during the regular season and even the rest of the playoffs. But it just does something to your focus because you know how real that moment is, and everything is just heightened to a whole nother level that I dream about it all the time, to be honest with you. Like once you get that first taste of it, like every other game, it's really hard to kind of get that excited about because you've already tasted, you know, the ultimate adrenaline rush of playing in the NBA Finals and winning a championship. So that's the best way to explain it. Everything is just, it slows down, but it's just, there's like a laser focus that you tap into that you never really thought was possible.
A vibe de uma final de Champions League, né? Acho que a concentração que você tem é tudo um pouco diferente de qualquer jogo. A minha primeira final de Champions League, eu lembro que eu tava, antes do jogo, eu tava muito nervoso, né? Ansioso para jogar logo, mas depois que começa o jogo, você relaxa total, porque você tá focado, porque você sabe o que você quer, você tá ali para isso. Então é tudo mais natural.
What you said about, like, it's football as usual, it's basketball, it's the same field, it's the same ball, but and the same for me on the basketball court. But yeah, but there's something that does to you leading up to it that you almost psych yourself out to where you forget, like, all it is, I just gotta put that ball in the basket and do what I do every single day. But when you play against greatness and you play against people that push you or have what you have before and you're chasing, you almost get consumed by it because you know, one, how hard it is obviously to reach the top and the amount of work that you put into it. You always try to find that little bit of edge, whether it's something mental or something physical that you can use to your advantage to kind of, you know, stay on the heels until you get there. And for me, I was actually watching my first game I played against LeBron my rookie year and thinking, like, from that moment to 2015 when we played him in the NBA championship or the NBA finals that first time, like, I just wanted to be great because I saw greatness ahead of me. And you play against him, you get exposed, you learn, you keep growing, you fail, you keep growing. And eventually, for me, we get to the top. And that journey, like, looking back, I think when I'm done with my whole career and I look back at, like, that 7-year window to get to my first championship, I'll appreciate that entire journey because it is that hard to, like, do what we do at that highest level every single night. And, you know, you just appreciate that journey for sure. the coolest thing is like, now that I've learned a little bit about how to elevate my level, like they bring the best out of you. And you feel like when you get to that level where they respect you and they see you as a threat, you bring the best out of them. And that back and forth is like, wow, that's why we play. Like, that's why we do what we do. And that part of it, I can really truly appreciate, like, again, all the work that like you see some of the behind the scenes of what they do to be different, and you can pick and choose and learn some stuff, but you stay true to yourself, and you end up where you want to be. And that's vibes.
That's worth 2 letters for me.
I don't know the specific day, but it was the summer of 2012. I just had my second surgery on my ankle. And I was sitting on like this makeshift couch in my living room in Charlotte. And it was just me and my wife in the room. And I don't think she ever heard me doubt myself or doubt the process of coming back from an injury. Because I was such an optimistic person. I always see the glass half full. But in that moment, it really tested my kind of mental strength to get through the dog days of a second summer of rehab and not really know where the end was gonna be. You always wonder, again, like what we just talked about, you're chasing greatness, you wanna be great, but the one thing I couldn't control was my health in terms of my ankles. And she gave me that one line of like don't forget who you are. That kind of kept me focused on that mission. And 2 years later, or almost 3 years later, I'm back on the court winning the championship. And so that moment right there was kind of like the lowest of lows, and it was kind of only up from there.
I have two moments. Foi my back em World Cup, que foi momento onde eu estava num sonho, que era jogar a Copa do Mundo, e você vê assim, saindo de um sonho porque você machucou. Então ali acho que pra mim tinha acabado tudo. Eu falei, será que eu vou conseguir voltar a jogar futebol? Será que eu vou conseguir? E ali meus familiares, meus amigos que foram importantes para mim naquele momento, de me reerguer, de estar comigo, de estar perto e me fazer dar a volta por cima. E o outro momento foi agora, que eu tive a minha primeira operação, que foi do pé, que também estava próximo a jogar uma Copa do Mundo e onde eu não me via jogando, e meus familiares, minha namorada, meus amigos foram onde ficaram junto comigo e me fizeram acreditar no meu sonho, me fizeram acreditar que eu poderia chegar numa Copa do Mundo e disputar novamente. Acho que esses dois momentos são importantes para mim.
Our oldest is 6, 3, and then 2 months old.
2 months.
Yeah. So I finally got that. Every 3 years, everybody, we're done now. Every 3 years, we're done. Every 3 years, but yeah, 2 girls and a boy, so I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I tell you, as dads, you have probably countless stories. Every day is something funny. The funnier story, I guess, that's the most consistent, even to this day, with my oldest daughter, Riley. She's 6 now. She had a thing where when she saw me in regular clothes, she called me either Daddy or Stephen. Or sorry, she called me Daddy, but then when I put the jersey on, I was always Stephen Curry, number 30. Like, there's a clear distinction between me wearing a jersey and playing basketball versus me just in my street clothes or at the house. And she called me by different names. And that was the point where I realized, like, they notice everything about you, and you can't sneak anything by them. So for her to kind of differentiate, I only say it's like a fan's perspective, but almost just like that Warrior jersey with number 30, that's Stephen Curry, and he's a different character, a different person than Daddy is without.
His idol, father is that's me too. Meu filho na escola, ele estava na escola com os amigos e estava passando um comercial na TV. Se não me engano era o jogo do Brasil. Aí passou eu. Aí ele falou assim, meu pai. Aí o menino falou assim, não é seu pai. Aí ele falou assim, não, é meu pai. Ele, não, seu pai não pode ser o Neymar. Ele, não, é meu pai. E meio que começou uma discussão entre os dois, que foi levado, óbvio, para a professora meio que conversou. E aí ele ficou meio que triste, né? Porque ninguém acreditou que eu era o pai dele.
You know how many kids are probably saying the same thing in their school. It's like, yeah, that's my dad, Neymar. Like, yeah, I'm sure it is.
Pull it back and then go. Those two. And if you go through somebody's legs, it's over. Everybody goes crazy. Oh, yes. My instincts, basketball, I want to
The funniest guy in our locker room is Klay Thompson for sure. And I don't think he knows it though, that's the funny part. So he has like this untapped wealth of knowledge somewhere in the back here where he'll just spit like this most random knowledge of like how many gallons Lake Tahoe holds or just something random. But it wasn't a story that like made me laugh or something he said that made me laugh. It was kind of the scenario around him scoring, was it 60 points in 3 quarters 2 years ago. We always joke because Klay's kind of late to everything. He's late to practice sometimes. He'd be late to shoot around and whatnot. This particular day of practice before that game, he missed the entire practice. He didn't show up, nobody could reach him. He didn't even come in late, like he just didn't show up the entire practice. So the next day you're worried about like where his mental space is. And the guy goes out and reads his newspaper before the game, like he always does, and goes out and scores 60 in 3 quarters the day after he misses a practice. It's like little stuff like that just make you laugh because you have no idea what Klay's gonna show up, but he can surprise you at any moment with a game like that or some random fact that only like Google would know. So it's pretty good.
Training is horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
In the game.
He doesn't even show up, sleeps through practice, next day 60 in 3 quarters. That's how it goes with Klay.
O mais engraçado do vestiário, pra mim, é o Daniel Alves. Alves is the amazing guy. Acho que eu gosto quando ele posta os vídeos cantando. Acho que da forma como ele vai no vestiário, de botar todo mundo pra cima, de brincar com um, brincar com o outro, de colocar apelido. Então ele sempre tem uma história diferente, né? Mas o que a gente mais ama é quando ele dá uma de cantor, coloca os vídeos no Instagram e começa a cantar ali. É o que mais a gente dá risada, que mais a gente ama quando ele faz. His name is Good Crazy.
Good Crazy, yeah. You want that crazy around. But you need those type of people in the locker room. It's a long season, right?
Yeah,
so you gotta have some jokes and some good vibes. That's funny though.
It's funny. Quando eu conheci o Didi. O Didi? Didi, dos Trapalhões. Segundo a Jordan e o terceiro foi ele. Com ele, eu tremia.
Eu tô até arrepiado.
Hoje não, hoje eu fiquei mais tranquilo, mas o dia que eu conheci ele lá no vestiário foi...
He said he only met 3 people that made him shake. Like shake. Was a comedian in Brazil, like really famous when we were growing up, Didi. The second was Jordan, and the third was you. Not today because, yeah.
Really?
Look at this.
When you
Wait, look, I'm not.
in the bathroom, the Royals, I'm nervous.
You played it off nice though. I didn't know.
It's,
You see,
I,
my man, that's big time. Wow.
He says only 3 people. You were between Jordan and
What
Kobe.
Didi? Didi.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look Didi up. I'm gonna look him up.
Him pra caralho. Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna look him up.
Perfect. Got it.